If you know anything about Mount Pleasant, then you know that affordable is usually not the dialogue when it comes to purchasing a home here. But I've done some research and created this guide to help you find affordable homes in this incredibly popular area. So let's dive right in. To start, I think it's important to get a better understanding as to why Mount Pleasant has grown so much in popularity. The city started to see a lot of growth in the 1990s. The population was just over around 31,000 in this time, and since then it's grown to over 95,000, which makes it the fourth largest city in the state of South Carolina, right behind Charleston, Columbia, and North Charleston. This growth was driven by a combination of factors that made it a more appealing place to live. Factors like close proximity to the Charleston Peninsula and two of the most popular beaches just a short drive away, to name a few. You can expect a higher quality of life when you move here. It's an aesthetically pleasing area because of the city's planning and development is very intentional when it comes to building construction or public landscaping. It has a great mix of historical southern charm and modern suburban living. There are a lot of thoughtfully planned neighborhoods here. It's home to some of the most sought after historic districts in the entire country, and this blend of modern convenience and history makes it appealing in ways that other cities around the Charleston area cannot replicate. The city has a safe feel to it with a lower crime rates than the state and national averages, which makes it a popular spot for families. Some of the best schools in the entire metro are here, so if you have kids or are planning to, this is an important factor to consider. On top of all of this, it's become a hub for industries like healthcare, tourism, tech, and manufacturing. This has strengthened the economy of Mount Pleasant, and with a ton of people moving here, there's a lot of potential for it to just keep getting better. As an example, from 2021 to 2022, the job market grew by nearly 3% and continues to grow every year, making it easier to find higher paying jobs. Just last year, the average household income in Mount Pleasant was around $164,000, with a median income of around $117,000. Now, these incomes are substantially higher than anywhere else in the Charleston or even the state. In fact, when you consider the top 10 most populated cities in South Carolina, Mount Pleasant actually ranks number 1 in average and median income. It's not even close. Depending on the metric, it's 30 or 40% higher than number 2. Now that we know more about Mount Pleasant's growth and demography, let's talk about what makes a home affordable. I consider a home to be affordable if it's listed at 75% of the average sales price for homes in any particular city. So for instance, if a city had a $400,000 average home price, an affordable home in that city would be considered $300,000. Because Mount Pleasant has grown so much, we can divide it into two regions, the north and the south, with the Mason-Dixon line being the separation between the two. Or really, it's just a separation right here at the Isle of Palms connector. But if you talk to residents in the two zip codes, you might think a civil war would unleash any week now. The north side is the 29466 zip code, and the south side primarily has the 29464 zip code. As a rule of thumb, homes in the southern region tend to be more expensive than houses in the north because the southern part of the city has already been built out and there isn't a lot of room for new development in the area. This area is also closer to the peninsula and to the beaches, so people are willing to pay a little extra for a better location. Most of the new developments and affordable homes are located in the northern side. Each region has its own pros and its cons, but an important one to consider is for North Mount Pleasant that the commute times are typically longer. This obviously depends on where you are and where you're commuting to, but it's something to keep in mind. For home prices in the southern market, the median sales price for single-family homes was $1.2 million, and the average sales price was $1.5 million. For townhomes and condos, the median sales price was $487,000, and the average sales price was $564,000. Now, in the northern market, the median sales price for single-family homes was $975,000, and an average sales price was $1.1 million. For townhomes and condos, the median sales price was $425,000, and the average sales price was $457,000. Now, to keep it simple, because that was a lot of numbers, let's take the average sales price in both markets and let's just call it $1.1 million for a single family home and $510,000 for a townhome or condo. So if I take these numbers and multiply them by 0.75, then what I would consider an affordable single family home would be $825,000, and for a townhome or condo, it would be around $383,000. Now, the great news is you can find townhomes that start in the mid 300,000s and nice single family homes starting in the mid 500,000s, which is significantly lower than that $825,000 price point. There is something for everyone. You just need to give and take a little. What I tell my clients is that when it comes to buying a home, there are three things that matter the most: price, condition or size, and location. But here's the catch. You can only pick two of them. If you want a home that's big or in great condition and has a great location, it's going to fetch a premium on the price. You can get a more affordable home that's in a great location, but it's probably going to be a fixer-upper, or it's going to be smaller than the surrounding area. And you can get a large home that's in a great condition at a great price, but you're going to have to sacrifice on the location. I think considering these factors and determining which ones you value the most is a great starting point to finding a home for you. Everyone's personal situation is different and you know yours best. Now that we've established what affordable prices are and what matters when it comes to purchasing a home, let's talk about townhomes and condos first. Price is usually the largest barrier to entry for folks when it comes to purchasing a home, especially in places like Mount Pleasant. There are some important factors to consider, and a big one is how long you plan to stay in the area. If you genuinely love Mount Pleasant and you know you'll spend at least a few years here, but you can't afford a single family home, I think purchasing a townhome is a great alternative for a few reasons. The first is because you're in Mount Pleasant, there's a higher likelihood that what you purchase will appreciate more than the other cities around the metro. In fact, last year, Mount Pleasant homes sold for 13% more than they did a year ago, according to Rocket Homes, which is crazy when you consider the greater Charleston market only appreciated around 4%. Townhomes are also lower maintenance than single-family homes, which can also be a great pro. After a few years, if you're still in love with the area, you can take the equity that you built in your townhome or condo and put it towards another larger home down the road. It all comes down to what your personal needs are. I think this is the best starting point for first-time homebuyers who want to live in Mount Pleasant and want to break into the market here. Some great news is that you can find modern townhomes or condos that are in great condition at great prices. You're just going to have to sacrifice the size or the location. I went back and looked at our MLS data for townhomes and condos in Mount Pleasant, and the most affordable townhome was listed at $350,000 and it was around 1,000 square feet. While this is a smaller townhome, its price is around $30,000 less than what would be considered affordable. On top of this, you can regularly find townhomes and condos in the $400,000 price point that have more features and come with more square footage. But keep in mind that even townhomes and condos can easily climb to the $700,000 or $800,000 depending on the size, the location, and the features that the townhome has. Now, if you're serious about purchasing a townhome or a condo, I think it's important to talk about how they differ and how they can actually affect your financial situation. What it really boils down to is how title is held, because it affects the type of ownership you have. For condos, they are historically older and the owner only holds the title to the interior space of the unit. The walls, floors, and ceilings define the boundaries of ownership. All exterior elements such as hallways, roofs, landscaping, and amenities are collectively owned by the condo owners as part of an HOA or a regime. Owners are generally responsible for maintaining the unit's interior, while an HOA manages the exterior and the shared spaces. Now, for townhomes, owners typically hold the title to the interior, the exterior, and the land beneath it. Owning the land has its pros and cons depending on what you're looking for. Some pros are that you have more control over the property because you have a little bit more freedom to customize. This means you can build a patio for the outdoor get-togethers or a fence if you want to have more privacy. Townhomes historically have more end buyers, so they appreciate at a higher rate too. On the flip side, you can have higher maintenance costs and pay more on property taxes. Most townhomes still have HOAs, but the fees are typically lower than a similar condo unit. While both condos and townhomes have their own pros and cons, it really comes down to what you value for your living space. Higher rates of appreciation is an important factor to consider because if you're going to invest time and money into an asset, you should get a return on that investment, and that return should help you in the long run. But it's not just the appreciation that you should consider, but also how common areas are treated and who's responsible for them. Typically, condos are cheaper, but they have much higher monthly HOA fees because of the maintenance and upkeep costs. Also, consider that if there's a huge expense, it's typically the responsibility of all the owners of the condo association, and that's how you can get thousands of additional HOA dues. We call those additional HOA dues special assessments. HOA fees for condos and townhomes can be astronomical, and is definitely a conversation that we need to have. If you're considering a $500,000 condo that has a monthly regime fee of $600, it may be the equivalent of a $600,000 house on a 30-year mortgage that doesn't have an HOA. Condos, and to a lesser extent townhomes, aren't always the most affordable option, so just keep that in mind, even if they have a lower price. Now that we've covered townhomes and condos, let's talk about single-family homes. Earlier, we established that an affordable price point for a home in Mount Pleasant was $825,000, but the good news is that you can regularly find homes on the market in the $550,000 to $650,000 price range. Looking at our MLS, the most affordable home is currently listed at $550,000 and it's nearly 1,300 square feet. This home is smaller, but it's priced significantly lower than what is considered affordable in Mount Pleasant. At the time I made this video, there are 28 other homes for sale under $825,000, and many are in the $700,000, $600,000, or even the upper $500,000s. There are plenty of affordable options when it comes to purchasing a home in Mount Pleasant. You just need to know where to look. Now let's talk about some affordable neighborhoods in both regions. Two neighborhoods in the northern market are Dunes West and Park West. Dunes West is an upscale gated community that offers some great amenities and is a great looking neighborhood all around. Some amenities are a freaking golf course, resort style swimming pools, a tennis court, and a gym. The median sales price for homes in Dunes West was $761,000 according to Redfin data. And Park West is a master plan community that's close to Highway 17. This is great because Highway 17 is the main artery to the Charleston Peninsula. Travel times to downtown are usually around 20 minutes depending on traffic and time of the day. Amenities in this neighborhood are swimming pools, tennis courts, and a clubhouse. There's also an extensive walking and biking trail system with numerous parks and playgrounds, making it a great spot for families. The median home price in Park West was $582,000 according to Realtor.com. Now, if you want to live in the southern region, Bell Hall is the more affordable neighborhood to consider. It's unique because it has a shopping center in it, which it makes it super convenient to buy your everyday essentials. It's also close to reputable schools and has some great parks as well. It's situated really close to I-526, so if you're commuting, this could be a great benefit. Because it's in the south, the median sales price is going to be a little bit higher at $795,000 according to Redfin.com. Like I said before, it is still possible to find affordable options in the city, and I think it's only going to continue to grow and get more popular with time. This means higher rates of appreciation and more money in your pocket in the long run. If you're looking to purchase a home in Mount Pleasant or anywhere in the Charleston area, don't hesitate to reach out. I helped 92 clients in 2024 and would love to be your resource for real estate here in Charleston. My contact information is always in the description down below. Please don't hesitate to reach out, and I'll see you in the next video.